go to that young innocent girl when you can go and marry? Because most of the time those people who perpetuate this or who do the rapists, they are grown up. Why can't you get married? If you are married, you think one wife is not enough, you still have a choice to choose another one. You know, so I think there is no justification. For rape, there is no justification.
Okay, but to a certain point, when you say that dress code also counts in some cases, especially if you go clubbing or you go out at night where you have a whole lot of programs and you wear a very, very short thing, you're on your way home walking alone in the streets, and at the end, you know, it's crazy when you meet up with someone who is tempted to do something, you know, against his will.
Yes, dress code might at some point contribute. It might contribute at some point, but it's not a justification
To rape.
to rape.
Okay.
Right? That's why it's important whenever we dress, we need not to forget about, you know, the morals. I mean, you dress in a way that you will not have to seduce someone, you not have to tempt someone. You know, no dress code is wrong, but in addition, dress responsible.
Yeah, be responsible and decent. I think that's
Yeah.
very much important. And one thing I always put into light is we Africans, you know, even though you have the right to dress however you feel like, you know, dressing, but you always ought to make sure that you dress responsibly and in a way, you know, where people would always appreciate the way you dress and no one will even look at you. Because come on, if you see people wearing the hijab, I have never seen any case of someone saying that, you know, hijab is being abused, because they are all covered, you know, up, you know, from the top, you know, to
Well,
the knee. So it's just something else. But another issue that I want us to look at is the issue of early and forced marriage. Of course, it is rampant. We have a section of the Children's Act of the Gambia 2005, which, you know, solely prohibits early and forced marriages, and it clearly states that the legal age for marriage in the Gambia is 18. But yet still, we're seeing people, you know, young people, 12, 13, 14 years getting married. So what would you have to say?
Of course, early marriage or forced marriage are things that are happening in our communities, and it still goes back to our level of awareness. A lot of people or parents force their kids to marry, or they get them into marriage at a very early age as a result of the fact that they don't know there are some provisions, there are laws in place that prohibits that. But if you don't know, then the purpose of the law will not be in place, because people need to be aware first that what are the effects of getting a child
Married at
a very early age. You know, there are a lot of complications. One, the education could be terminated. You know, in addition to that, the girl could have some health complications. This is where abortion could come, you know, this is where stillbirth could come in, death could come in, anemia could come in. This is where even risks of infection.
Yeah.
That the girl could be infected with other STIs, including HIV/AIDS. So there are a lot of complications that are attached to it, right? So we should not only look at the aspect that, okay, there is a law in place, but it's about the effect that it will have on the girl. If we're aware of the effects or the impact on the girl, then nobody will force your child to marry or at an early age.
Yeah, but at a certain point, sometimes parents are tempted to give out, you know, their daughters or their children's hand in marriage because of the way that they live. Like, you know, they live with the fear that if I don't get her married, she would get pregnant, and then the reproduction of my family is you know, ruined.
You see, some time ago, last year, I received a call very similar to what you were saying, and the complaint was this girl is being forced to marry and she ran away because she don't want to marry. And when investigation was made, we noticed that the elder sisters got pregnant before they were married. So and the dad is afraid that the younger one don't get pregnant, so, you know, because he don't want to be disgraced again. Okay, for me, what I tell people is we should not use, because someone else got pregnant, and we use that to determine that this individual will also get pregnant. I think what is important is there is need for dialogue between parents and their children. We need to empower children. We need to talk to them. We need to sit them down and talk to them. But if you only start on your child, you know, without letting her know what exactly are the effects of teenage pregnancy, for instance, but you just speak in parables without clearly talking to the child. You're not empowering the child. You're not informing the child. So what is important is we need not to be scared because of what happened to other people. What we need to do is to empower people. We need to talk to them. We need to let them know what exactly is.
Speak up and speak out.
Yeah.
I think that's indeed very much important. A problem that I have also seen is the issue of a mother-to-child dialogue, or should I say parent-to-child dialogue, because most of the time, just like you said, parents, especially mothers, speak in parables instead of saying to a girl, don't, sleep with a man, or, you're not allowed to have a sexual contact with a man. All they say is, don't allow a man to touch somewhere and somewhere and all that. So I think that is, of course, another sensitive issue that really needs to be addressed, because if you speak in parables, well, they just don't get it. So I just want to know from your own perspective what you think could be done in ensuring that the culture of silence is broken, and that parents would freely be able to communicate with their children, especially the girl child, when it comes to sexual issues.
We must make our children our best friends, as they begin to grow up. Because if you create a distance between you and your child, until when the child grow up, I mean, he or she will prefer talking to the friend than you. You the father or you the mother. So we must bridge that gap whilst they begin to grow up. When you close from work or when you return from the market, call that child and talk to them. Learn what they have been doing the whole day. Ask.
But some parents don't have time for their children. All they do is have time for is work all the time.
This is what we need to also work on. We need to create time for our family. Work is very important. It's very beautiful, right? But also we need to create time for our family. I've seen people who work like 7 days a week.
Yeah, I think the best treasure that anyone could ever have is your family.
Your family.
So, yeah.
So we need to create time for them. If you don't create time for them, what we want our family to be, they will not be that.
Okay, it's like we're running out of time, so final words. Oh no, final words are said by people who are about to die. So last words.
Anyways, my last message to people viewing the program right now is please wear orange, show support to end violence.
I hate wearing orange though, but I think I'll have to.
Please do.
I'll
come to GRTS and check if people wear orange on the 25th, if they brand their office on the 25th, and I'll check if Manga's office is branded orange on the 25th. Okay. So I'll start with GRTS and I'll go around, I'll do surprise spot checks. I'll not let organizations where I am coming to see whether people are heeding to that. And so other people know about it. But we need to do it. We need to support women. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Siaka. It was really a pleasure having you. Well, if you're watching this, the Changemaker show, and that was Siaka Diba talking about the Wear Orange?
Yeah,
the Wear Orange campaign, where they expected to do a whole lot of things in giving out support to women. That was all that we had for you on this edition of the Changemaker show. Until we come your way next week, Monday, same time, same place, same station. Stay tuned and do enjoy the very best of our programs. Bye-bye.